I definitely have a lot of love and gratitude for the Bay Area. In this life in the NBA, to be able to be in a city for 7 years, like I have been, has been a blessing. You know, a lot of guys get traded, a lot of guys get moved around. It's all part of the business. But for me to be here this long and be able to be here with my parents and be able to enjoy this journey with them and explore new cities and accomplish new milestones in my life and have them there to see it. I got drafted, I turned 21 here, I won an NBA championship here. I grew up in Milwaukee, raised in Milwaukee, but I became a man in the Bay Area, so it's been amazing for me.
San Francisco.
Foggy. You know, when I think of San Francisco, I think of diversity. I think of a city that's on the move, very diverse, very bright as far as intelligent city. But I think their diversity outweighs anything that I've ever seen.
And for me, walking into the Oracle, being around all these NBA players and wow, things you dream about, just imagine meeting these guys up front. That was so amazing. I mean, to meet Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, that's just amazing all by itself, and the coaches and stuff like that. But I got to meet Cedric the entertainer, and he allowed me to pray for him. And that was so exciting to me when he was in his studio. And I said, can I pray for you? He said, yes, ma'am. And he let me pray for him. Mike Epps, guy on the Food Network, so many celebrities. And Shaquille O'Neal, I've been a fan of him since the Lakers. To actually meet him and take a picture with him, he's one of my favorite fans. So it was just an honor. He was so huge in person. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe these dreams are coming true. I mean, sitting at home watching basketball, watching the Lakers, and this tall giant of a guy allowed me to take a picture and gave me a big hug, and it was just amazing.
I made a lot of great memories in the Bay with my parents, and just them being nearby. They got to experience my first NBA game. You know, they was at the draft with me, and they've been there every step of the way. So it's been really important for me to have family nearby. Me being in the NBA at 19 years old, moving to a whole new city, being injured and not being on crutches and stuff like that, having my mom, my dad here was really important to me to get through those rough times where, you know, not being able to play, had my confidence shooken. So having them there to love me and just bring me back to health and just keep my spirits up was really important. But also just winning the championship and having my parents there, be able to call my parents, and just those experiences you'll never forget. And you always want to enjoy those experiences with special people, with your family, and to be able to do it with my mom and dad, it's no better feeling.
Because we always say God first, family, then everything else, you know what I'm saying? So even with Kevon, when he was coming into, and we knew that he was getting ready to go to, we seen the next level trying to come, and even though sometimes adversity come and things happen, and we stuck together and we kept each other encouraged, and we put our arms around him and pushed him even when the dream looked like it was falling, you know, and that family love kept him up, and, you know, all the way till that day they called his number 30. So, you know, family is so important, support is so important. And that's what we do, you know, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. That's who the Looney family is.
Growing up in the household, it was pretty fun. You know, my mom is very, very funny, and my dad, he was always working hard. And then my older brother, he's very outgoing, and he always got us whatever, you know. He let me used to drive his car, and Kevon used to always go to the gas station for me. It was a fun. We always did family trips, go to Wisconsin Dells. Had a fun childhood.
Me and my sister and brother always got along. We, you know, they're like my rock. Whenever something going on in my life, I could always call them. They always answer the phone. They always listen. And They've been, you know, my parents been great leaders and taught us well, but having somebody there to talk to, like an older brother and older sister, has been really key for me. You know, during the journey, it's always a lot of pressures. You meet a lot of different people, but having parents and my brother and sister be my role models and to watch people and to let me know if I'm doing wrong, has been a big influence on my life. And they're just, as people, they're really consistent. And that's something that in my professional career and in my life has been really took me to the next level. Like growing up, I always watched my dad get up, go to work every day, no matter what. And so that I feel like I learned that from him. And that's one of the biggest things that for me in the NBA has been being able to come in every day, work hard, and being an ultimate professional. I learned that from my mom and my dad. You know, even when it's adversity, they always stay calm. They never complain. They pray about it, and they work hard, and they trust in God. And that's something that really, when I was down and out, and I was hurt, and I had doubt, I was able to lean on that. And that's something I watched them. Even when times were hard, they always figured out a way, and they always made a way. And I feel like that's something I took into the NBA, and I'm going to continue to take into life.
Seven is a year of completion, and to get here and spend 7 years and just so many special moments, you know, the granddaughter, the championship rings, and you know, just all this, and you wake up one morning, it's 7 years later, and wow, and it's been an amazing 7 years. And I just want the world to know that when God brought us here, He brought us here for a reason, and it's truly been a blessing. The whole time we've been here. It was no mistake. No mistake.
The 7 years means that it's complete. It's like a spiritual completion. But it's a new beginning. Within that 7 years, it's a new beginning. It's a new season. We've had some rough times coming through the pandemic. We've had rough times coming through different situations. But so the new beginning is going to bring more excitement. It's going to bring more joy. It's going to bring, you know, we're looking for another great 7 years.
Yes.
You know, the harvest for this next 7 years, we want it to be greater.
Yeah.
When I think of the Warriors, I think of joy. That's been one of our mantras since I've been here, is play with joy. And since I've been here, it's been a lot of ups and downs for me personally off the court, but being in this locker room, being in this culture, being in the Bay Area has brought me a lot of joy to me and my family. Just, you know, to experience those different things and meet all these different people. And you know, from a kid from Milwaukee, you can't even dream this big. So for me to actually live this lifestyle and to be able to do it with my family has been a lot of joy. And so when I think of the Bay Area, I think of the Warriors. I just always think of Steve saying, play with joy. We're lucky to be in this position, and I just try to embody that every day.
And when I think of the Warriors, thank you for picking Kevon, Looney. I really love the Warrior family. They've been such a great inspiration to me personally. And just like I was just thinking about Joe Lakem's wife. I had my birthday Christmas Eve, and she made sure her personal assistant found me to give me a drink. I mean, that's awesome. That's special. That's the kind of love that they have in this organization, you know. So just Coach Kerr and just Mike Brown, all the coaches, it's just like the love you feel when you walk in the door. You know, you talking about great people and on a whole different level, but they make you feel like you're the friend next door. And that's been a great experience coming into the Chase in the Oracle Arena. Yeah, real good.
Well, I'd like to see the outcome for this season. I'd like to see them with a championship, of course. I'd like to see Kevon have his best year. I think he's worked hard over the off season. He's gotten healthy. So I'm a little excited to see what that brings. And I'd like to see him just have numbers that he hasn't had before. And of course, within the team concept and within that victory and within that championship.
So I always remember the lessons and the people and just the fans and everybody out here in the Bay Area who even when I was hurt and they still believed in me, they still cheered me up, cheered me on, and always said I'll be able to make it in this league. So I always appreciate them. I appreciate them for, you know, my mom and dad come to the game. The fans always treat them with great respect. They feel like they're from here. My mom loves it out here, and I say thank you, Bay Area, and go Dub Nation.